So I had a pretty big win today. A massive win. It's like finally something good happens. It doesn't seem like anything good's happening, but finally something good happens. So I did debt consolidation. January, which is so crazy, of 2025. Shortly after I lost my job. that was cool. You know how bad that felt, like doing the debt consolidation where you just stop paying your bills and my credit score was like 680 or something, but I could get a place with that. And then to have it drop down to 500 when I'm like, oh, that was brutal. So over this like last year, and I don't know, we're in August now, so a little bit over a year and a half, I've been like worried, not all the time, but it's in the back of my mind. I don't think about it too much. Being sued. A couple. I did 4 credit cards. 3 of them. They did the settlements on. It was a little bit earlier this year, and my big one, the one I had the biggest balance on, they were holding out. So if you pay more into the little saving thing, that little thing they have set up, they see this and they're like, the more that you could put in there, they're going to take the offer. So I'm like getting these offers of like loans and stuff to pay the whole thing off. So I got a bonus from my work from the last quarter. It was like getting an extra check. So I like to have a buffer, you know what I mean? And I don't like to sit here and not being able to pay my bills. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to pay down some of this. I'm gonna start, like, I sent them probably like, I put like $1,500 or something. I did maybe it was like 2 extra payments, like 2 extra full payments. So I just like put it. I forget. Maybe it's 1,500. I don't remember. I think it was 1,000. And I got a notification that says that they accepted it, and I'm like, hell yeah, because I was gonna try to. My goal was to get that down, like try to throw some of my extra resources at that, because I wanted them, because I was worried about the whole being sued. Well, now I don't have to worry about being sued. I can just kind of, that's a locked in type of deal. I could just pay that down. I think it's probably going to take me like 30 months, but like, you know, when I get my other debt down, my current credit cards, because I've basically had those almost maxed out. They've been, since my credit has been taking a hit. The big thing I was worried about since then, like my credit actually started going back up slowly. I think it went down to like 500, okay, and now it's like at a 620. So like after they accepted the settlements, I got a boost, like a couple of big boosts, you know. So I would assume that it would keep going up. I might get a couple little boosts from them taking a settlement. But like I saved over $9,500. And obviously as time goes, that debt's gonna be worth less that I owe. You know what I mean? So like it's kind of like an okay debt because it's getting devalued. It's like a car payment, you know what I mean? So like I don't have a car payment right now. I took I actually cashed out one of my 401k last year. I'm like, man, I need the money. I need the money, and I paid my car off. It was a bad loan. It was a bad loan. It was a huge, like, I think it was a 84-month loan, and I was paying. It was like a $13,000 car. You know what I mean? It's just like I got the money and paying the stupid loan off. I took a big hit on the 401k. They took a big chunk out for taxes. I took about seven, 8 grand of that. But I wanted the car paid off, and I needed extra money because, like, at that time I was living in my mom's basement. It was just a transition thing. It was just like, hey, like the whole thing. Like, we stayed there about a month and a half, but that was because I was waiting on the damn neighbor because they had the house open next door, and I wanted to move in there. You know what I mean? Like, there was empty, and I talked to the owner, and like blah 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 blah. But I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, screw this. We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. I didn't want to stay as long as we did. I only wanted to do like a couple of weeks. I just wanted to get me a job and everything. And I got the job the first day being here. But, so that's part of the reason why, because I was like worried about my credits. I couldn't get a lo and behold, it's crazy. Like, I was so worried about my credit score, and then just like, oh, guess what? My kids both have like 700. 720 or 730s. So that's that. You know what that is? Do you know what that is? That's me taking shots. Boom! You know how many shots I've been taking? Like arrows to the back, shielding, so they can like try to be prosperous and maybe they have a chance. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't, nothing like that was done for me. But like, it is what it is. A lot of, I know a lot more now than like my parents knew when they were probably my age or whatever, dealing with, I don't know. I don't know. But so that's why I cashed that out. Anyway, and so like, I've been on stress. I've been like, I haven't tried not to think about it, because I was like, dang, like, how many people are fucked right now? You know what I mean? I was thinking like this too. I'm like, it's not like I'm like one of the only peoples out here struggling. Like, there's probably, I think that there's like 12% uptick in bankruptcies, and a lot of people aren't paying their bills. Like, I'm like trying to do the debt consolidation, so they're looking at me like, well, at least we get something out of it, right? Like, we're not going to get anything, These people are just going to claim bankruptcy, and then what? Like, I don't know how that all works anyway, but that's something I've been trying to avoid, is the bankruptcy. But I actually swindled. That's crazy. And now I'm not trying to brag, because then here it comes. Dude, I got lucky too. I'm lucky that they accepted the offer. You know what I mean? So I feel pretty grateful that they accepted the offer. And I was worried about them garnishing my wages. That was a big thing. Like, I wake up and my bank accounts are wiped. Not that I have a lot in there, but like, paying bills would be a little bit of a hassle for about a month or so. The transition of everything, but like, it worked out pretty well. I think my credit score is going to go back up. I think that, like, it's gonna be really hard to find people who are in the position that I'm in. As long, same with my kids. With our, I'm not trying to brag, but like having at least an okay credit score. Not even thinking like, oh, like an absurd like they have good credit scores. You know what I mean? That's really good. Being under 25 and you have, as long as they don't fuck it up, you know what I mean, they have a lot to lose, they have a lot to, and they're doing good, man, they're doing good, they're working, like I'm so proud of them. It's like you don't understand how proud I am of them. And like I am so like where they work is, oh, people would be like, dude, I'm so proud of them. Seriously, like they're making money. They like I make them pay like a couple $100 every month each. You know what I mean? That just establishes. Well, that helps me out, but it gives them some type of routine, responsibility. You know what I mean? And they make so much money anyway. You know what I mean? It's like they don't. Like they don't have to. It is really good that they work in customer service, so they don't have to break their body like I do doing what I'm doing. I want to get out of what I'm doing. I don't want to do this hard work, back-breaking work anymore. I just want to go like, and I'm not saying that stocking shelves isn't back-breaking work, but at least I will be in the AC. At least it's not gonna be like I'm dying because of the damn heat. I'm having to deal with heat exhaustion. I've taken a pay cut. I took a $4 pay cut to work where I'm at right now. But here's the thing: it's quality of life. Do you know how often I drive my car now? Here's the thing. Okay. Since so I live in so my town is really tiny. Okay, it's really nice, it's really tiny, but it has everything that we need. It has everything, so it's not like it's too tiny that there isn't anything here, but there's stuff here. So it's like I walk to work, and so I save on wear and tear on my car, even though it's not that far. Gas, I save on that, and I'm like, hey, guess what? You don't have to buy a car right now, and I don't think it's a good idea for you to buy a car right now. Why don't you just use mine? You know what I mean? And then, like, we work it out. He'd come and pick me up or something if it's bad out. If I ask, hey, what's cool is he actually, like, showed up. Didn't ask him to or anything like that, but it was raining. He came in, he carried, like, that shows you right there that you're doing something good with your kids. If like your kid, wanted to come pick you up and you didn't have to ask him to do that, he just thought, man, it's raining. That just shows like so much appreciation. Think about the kids, when they're young, like they don't give a shit. Like I see how they talk to some of their parents and shit. It's wild. You know what I mean? It's wild. So I feel like I did a pretty okay job. It could have been better. I wish it would have been better because like I didn't want my kids going through some type of divorce and kind of moving a little bit too much and shit like that. I fucked up. I did some fuck ups. But I've always been in their lives, and I think that my kids highly respect me, man. And I respect my kids. Okay, so like that's the thing, is you have to, it goes both ways. You respect your kids, they respect you. They're humans. I'm not better than them. Like I'm never gonna make any mistake. Like we make mistakes, man. That's life. That how you make a mistake and how you react to the mistake like shows the kids. Like if you're sitting here and you make a mistake and you don't take responsibility, Um, it's like, what does that teach them? They see that. Okay, you're not taking responsibility, or like you're telling me to do this, but you're not doing it yourself. Kind of like the classical trope of management saying that we can't have our phones on the floors, but they're like walking through the floors being a safety hazard on their phones, not paying attention. Like that. That's like the whole do as I say, not as I do kind of parenting style a lot of people like to do. But like I said, I'm not perfect or anything like that. But you know, um, I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty proud of these. Like, man, you guys don't need to have. You don't need to kill your. You don't need to have like a really retribute, like a really. You're fine working at customer service. It's a good job because like that's gonna be gone. Like you can look back and be like, yeah, I did that because people in the future probably aren't gonna be able to do that. You got robots, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a cool thing, and they don't really have to break their bodies down like I do. There's not a lot of stress. There is stress. You can go moving on up, but that teaches responsibility. They're working with other people. They're like working with a team. Like that. That's like working in these jobs it's like you work on a team and you all are in the trenches together. And people like to sit here and put people down that work in these type of service industry jobs, but it's like, dude, if it wasn't for these people, man, you're eating out all the time, aren't you? Like, who's serving you? I think you should stop thumbing your nose up at these people and give them some self-respect and like, hey, do they not deserve the dignity of a livable wage? Oh, so they should just be slaves and be grateful that they're slaves. At least the slaves back in the day, they got their housing and their food and their And it's not to say it was the greatest, but all that was taking. I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm sure not all of them stayed in the shacks like animals. I'm sure that some of them slept in the mansions as well. The more intelligent ones. But it's like, dude, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough nowadays with the economics and money. I'm just tired of thinking about it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so it's kind of like it's a huge one. Hopefully like the momentum keeps going because I feel like I've already been through enough dumb shit in my life. I just want good things to happen now. Like kind of have the ball bounce my way. Maybe this is the beginning of the ball bouncing my way. You know what I mean? But yeah, my goals is to focus on my credit cards and getting those down. Trying to limit my spending and this whole weed thing. Like, hey, listen, man. I just needed a reset. You know what I mean? I was like, man, too much fucking bullshit that happened at the same time. It had to happen at the same time, didn't it? You know what I mean? It's just so much was thrown at me at the same time. And it's just okay. And you know what I don't like too is like, when they say you shouldn't compare yourself to other people? I mean, why doesn't that go for like, bad things? Like, you're not supposed to compare yourself to somebody's like good fortune or whatever, but you're supposed to compare yourself to somebody's bad fortune. Like yours can always be as worse. It could be. I know it could be worse. I get it. But it can also be a lot better, and that lot better is always rubbed in my face. That's the problem. Because if like somebody's made this announcement, like third world people or whatever, You know, they live in the slums, but at least they don't have it rubbed in their face of like you see people with new cars or they seem like they're doing really well like in your community, and you're sitting here like, what the why do I feel like economic prisoner, man? It's like I should be compensated a little bit more for my but no, I'm just waiting for the whole like the office worker thing to I haven't seen it. I thought AI is supposed to come out here and take a lot of people's jobs. I guess it's not happening. I guess we're just gonna, but at least like what you should cut their wages, you know, and cut their wages and let the money come down to the people like me. Like they need to make honestly probably less than us. It's not like what they're doing is rocket science. You know what I mean? They're just like doing graphs, charts, and doing configuring presentations, and I don't know what the heck these people are doing. You know, they're in an office. You know what I mean? They don't have to get dirty. They get AC. Some of them get to work at home if they want. Like, dude, are you serious? You're telling me this person gets paid all this money and they don't even have to come to work? Like, why are people still getting forced to come to work if you can do it at home? I don't understand that whole... No, dude, forcing people to commute when they don't have to... I don't get that whole thing with Elon. Like, I do not understand that. If people want to work from home and they're doing the job, what is the problem? Why do you have to be over them? Why do you have to see them? If you want to see them, go to their house. Like, if it's that big of a deal, dude, have a meeting at the house, man. Ask, hey, I'm coming over, man. I want to have a little bit of a meeting with you. If they don't want to leave. You know, like, I don't want a car anymore. You know, listen to this. I'm walking to work. I walk home. Now, I wish the sidewalks were nicer. That's the only thing. You know, I'm wearing like this hoodie that's supposed to protect you from the UV rays. I'm gonna put it on right now. Why not? So I'm wearing this thing, and I also did get some like sleeves. The thing is, I don't want my tattoos exposed to the sun. I want to limit my sun exposure. I don't like it. I like my skin staying the color it's supposed to be. I don't want it to be changing. I like my beautiful white skin. I don't want it to change color. So like, this is what I'm wearing out in the sun. You know, people are probably, whoa, this guy looks... Dude, man, my tattoo back here is exposed. I got this on. You know what I mean? I'm good. The only thing I just need something on my face. That would be it. Because I don't... Like, some sun is okay. Like, the sun in the morning is cool. The sun, like, in the evening is good. But in the, like... from 9 or 10 till 4, 5, or 6, like that, the UV rays are the worst. So that's really bad for your skin. So I try to limit my UV ray exposure. I don't think that's good for you at all. And then it's like you got to use sunblock, and I don't think that sunblock is, like, they're saying sunblock's not that good. But I feel so much more free walking to work or riding a bike than driving. You know how restrictive the car is? Yes, I get where I need to go quicker, and I am protected from the elements. But like it doesn't feel like freedom. If there's an accident, what happens? I can just walk around it, and it doesn't stop me where I'm going. Like if I walk to work, unless I get hurt, I'm not going to be late. My car could break down. There could be a crash. You know, if you're one of these people that rushes to work, which I'm not, but you know, you're gonna be like, oh, then you might get in an accident because you're trying not to be late for work. Maybe you're one of these people that play with the points, and it's like your last point. I have dabbled in that, and it's not fun. Not fun at all. So stressful. But I feel more free just walking. Walking instead of driving a car. Riding in a car is one thing. Now, that's cool, but like driving, I feel like a slave. Like I just got done working, now I have to get back to work. I feel like driving is work. I don't think it's fun. I don't think it's freeing. I just want a car to come pick me up, and I prefer it to be no driver because I don't want to talk to him and it'd be awkward. I just want a robot to take me everywhere. That's what I want. I don't even want a car. I don't even want to go shopping. I hate shopping. I'd rather just order everything off the internet and just be cheap. You know, just cheaper than like having to go and pick it up myself and owning a car. I just don't like to drive. Other people are horrible drivers. I want to speed. You know, people say I drive like a grandpa because I do, because I don't want to talk to cops. I don't want to get pulled over. I don't like to get pulled over, so I'm not going to speed. You know, I'll do the 5 mile an hour like everybody. You know what I mean? I'm not going to, but I don't go excessively. But I want to. Do you think I don't want a nice sports car that I can like just, you think I don't like doing that? Like, whatever. Anyway, it sucks to drive. Start, stop, wait, start, stop. You can't admire nothing when you're looking out the window. You can't look at it and be like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool looking. Oh, poof. No, you gotta sit there and like. For me, I leave a big distance in front of me. I probably leave like a 4 or 5 car length in front of me. Because I'm like zone out and I'm just kind of driving with my peripheral vision and thinking about other things. But I cannot believe people just sit there and like looking at your bumper and they need to be this close to you. Their bumper to your bumper, and they're just like, dude, one break, it's like crash. And that's all they're thinking about. It's like just looking at your bumper the whole time. Like, I cannot do that. That's crazy. The people who ride your ass, man, it takes a lot of attention to do that. I can't just sit here and ride somebody's ass and just like wander in my thoughts. Look at this thing for a second. No, you're just sitting there looking at the bumper the whole damn time. You know, the biggest problem I've had is the people in the trucks, but it is what it is. They always need to be in a hurry, I guess. You know, the trucks, they're loud. The funny ones are the ones that are lifted and they got the rims on it. It's like so. If I could, it just looks so. It doesn't look very manly. Let's just put it that way. It's not like it's lifted and you got some big monster truck tires on there. You're about to go 4-wheeling. No, it's. And I understand, like, the 4-wheeling tires aren't made for the street, so But when you have those street ones, it just makes your truck look weak. You look weak. You look ghetto. You look ghetto wannabe. That's what you look like. Um, but yeah, it's the influencer. Oh man, I just seen Tim pull some Jubilee thing where the 20 people challenge one popular person, and some guy, because he's always saying Civil War. That's like Tim Pool saying Civil War. Something happened, Civil War. Like that's what he says all the time. And he actually got up and left. Tim Pool actually got up. That's so weak. So weak, man. Like, I was following this guy. Just some random person I never heard of broke him, so he got up and left. Man, I haven't listened. Like, Timcast IRL, I never missed it. And after Trump went to war with Iran, that's when I like stopped listening to everybody. I haven't listened to that show since then, and that was like my favorite show. Um, and then Candace Owens versus Andrew Wilson. And some kind of credit I'll give to them is they do interact with people. I think that his wife interacted with me a little bit on Twitter, and same he did something because I made fun of him about the pickle thing when that kind of came out, and he did some self-deprecation, which I thought that was cool. So like he's kind of getting destroyed. I mean, rightfully so. But he he spent $300,000. But see, that's how it is. If you want to get yourself pushed out there, you have to spend the money. I could spend money I can get some of these high profile podcasters to go ahead and debate me, but I have to pay them because they're sellouts. You know, you pay him enough money. Like I could get Candace Owens if I had 300, 400. You think that she's not gonna? She just already showed that she would do that. And by the way, like I'll try to listen to that podcast. I think I got like 25 minutes. And it was just them trying to sound like really really highly intellectual. They're trying to make themselves sound smarter than the other one, basically. Like that's what Andrew was. It was like he started to read something that he had, like he prepared. It was kind of weird. I expected him to be stronger, to be honest, because he does debate pretty well. But she, I've seen some clips, the ones that the viral ones. I didn't want to watch the whole thing. I really didn't care about the subject matter. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like I didn't care about it. That's, dude, Charlie Kirk's death is absolutely horrendous. You know what I mean? Like, all these different people are making money off of his name, and, I'm not perfect because, like, I took it down, but, like, I got one of the unedited videos that came out and put some music over it, and it was like, that is bad taste. I shouldn't do that. I took that down. But basically, so you know what I mean? That's accountability on my behalf. I shouldn't have done that. Dumb thing. Chasing views, right? Chasing all that stuff. No class. But try to better, you try to be better. You try to do better. but it is a dog eat dog world, to be honest, and a lot of these people make a lot of money off of other people's deaths too. So like, don't let them fool you. They just do it in a different way. You know what I mean? Um, Mine was a cheap little try to go viral clip, but they make tons of money about talking about people's deaths and stuff like that. Like that's like their whole livelihood. But it just Pat Bet David that's another show that I stopped watching. That was probably like my second favorite show, the Pat Bet David podcast. I wasn't too big on some of the people that the older guy. I thought he's okay sometimes, but he still has the boomer takes about young people and thinking they're lazy and like they're capitalists. You know what I mean? Like through and through. It's just like, listen, I get what you're saying, but this isn't a fully capitalist system, man, and it's went socialist. They printed out a tons of money and they keep doing it. So like, don't tell me that we live in a capitalist free market system when our government keeps devaluing the currency. You know what I mean? It's just, and why is there a monopoly in our dollars? Like there should be other ways we can pay. You know what I mean? Why is it just the dollar? That's a problem. Payments, this should be different. There should be Bitcoin in there. It should be different, the yuan or something like that. Maybe the pound from the UK. Or the ruble. We should be able to like pay in different currencies. Like they're pretty much digital anyway. What the hell? But I don't know where I was going with that. Charlie Kirk's death, like, conspiracy, was other people involved? Was it the guy who they have in custody who's on trial right now? Which, it's hard. It's hard to debate stuff when you don't have all the facts out. You know what I mean? When they haven't even like done the trial. So like you're just kind of like, when you do that kind of debate, if the trial was over, all the facts came out, and then you had the debate, that's one thing. But you obviously have somebody like Andrew Wilson who kind of like passively pays attention, something like I do, where you don't look into every single detail. When somebody like Candace Owens sounds like she's really invested into this. That was her friend that got murdered, so she's really emotionally invested. And then you're kind of just some guy that trying to make a name for yourself. These guys, you know what? I don't know. It's everyone for everyone. Like everyone versus everyone. That's what it is. It's everyone for themselves. And it's demoralizing. Like my whole thing. I thought Trump. It was it. Trump. That was it. He was gonna be it. If or screwed without him. He's the last hope, and I still believe that that was our last hope. Like I said, maybe he'll do a 180. I don't know. We'll see. But it's just these podcasters and watch these popular people, man. They're starting to crumble. I'm wondering if Tim is like, I bet you their ratings are taking a hit, and he could be stressed out from that. Some of the, I had a little bit of going back and forth with his producer. A little bit of his old producer too. The girl, I forgot her name. Sour Patch something. She's like married and has kids now. But we had a little bit back and forth going on Twitter. Not nothing bad. But his current producer, Serge, like he followed me and like he was liking some of the stuff I was saying and responding to some of it. Shane Cashman did a couple. Who else? Somebody else. I think a couple of those girls did. Like the red-headed libertarian might have. And his producer wrote a message that didn't get back to me. I forgot her name. She books people or something. But yeah, it's kind of sad to see that happen, but it seems like they're all grifters, man. It seems like they're not all about it. So it's just about making money, And it's not about the cause, it's about the money for self-preservation. You see Nancy Mace. I don't know what she's doing. She's supposed to be this conservative woman. She gets these ugly tattoos on her arms. And now she's getting a podcast like we really care. When Matt Gaetz came out of being a politician and is like, you're just you're a grifter, man. Like that's all you people are. You're not even making any type of change. You're not trying to bring anybody else up. Like you're a fail. Like you got in there, but like you got voted out. You're not in there no more. Marjorie Taylor Greene quit. It's like if you guys were really trying to make a difference, you wouldn't sit here and just complain in front of the camera. You would use your platforms to try to boost other people up so they can run for office, but they don't. You know what I mean? They don't. They just care about themselves. They just want to be talking to the other people that are in the cool crowd instead of somebody like, not necessarily me, but somebody like me that, maybe I can go and make a dent somewhere, in a local election and then possibly becoming you never know, but they won't try to help anybody else out. You know what I mean? Like they don't do anything. They're not trying to get they're not trying to cultivate the next group of people who should be coming out and fighting. No, it's just there's no coalition anymore. Like MAGA was a coalition. And these people aren't taking the reins. All they care about is, I'm going to go make this podcast with this big famous person and get all this money. And that's the game. And it's like, they want to sit here and talk about politics. And then like, I think that I'm a joke because I wish I was one of the people that they call ignorant. I wish I would have stayed ignorant. You know what I mean? I wish I would have just stayed in the Matrix. I wish I never got out. I wish I was still blue-pilled. I would probably be a lot happier because I would still look at like life as I still look at it like a kid almost. Like a false sense of hope. I would still at least have that. You know what I mean? But now I'm just kind of like out of the Matrix and now I don't relate to anybody in my environment at all. I'm actually trying to kill brain cells by smoking weed. No, I do that to put me in the present. You know what helps me get in the present? Smoking weed. That's what helps me stay in the present. And that's what I think I need to be. I think that's what life is showing me. Like, I have to stop with the whole automative everything. I listened to one of these little 30-minute like Machiavelli um, philosophy. You know, they take a little bit of his teaching and probably somebody else's, and they always say Machiavelli knew this 500 years ago. Like they all say that, but they have some good information, and I can relate highly. But what it sounded like is the new me isn't going. I can't accept until I like make basically everything conscious instead of just like doing things unconsciously. I'm still gonna have that old self. Like, that's still the old self, old paradigm, which being completely present and completely conscious and not automated is like a really hard thing for me to do. Especially with my work, because I like to think about other things. I don't like to be present because I think that reality sucks, is boring, and I can look at reality and just make it cooler in my mind, and I'd just rather be there. But yeah, watch out for you'll see some of these big famous people starting to fall. Watch. You might even start seeing some of them get locked up. You might see fold. They might go bankrupt, and then they're gonna have to come out here and work real jobs. So don't be surprised if somebody who was famous yesterday ends up being on your level today, which would be kind of crazy, right? Could you imagine that? Like, you're just working like a service job, one of these jobs that, you know, the conservative people say that it shouldn't be a livable wage if you work your 40 hours. But you go to work, and then like there's a famous podcaster working with you at Subway or something. That would be crazy. And it could happen. Don't think it can't happen. If the money dries up, you know, they're always trying to sell you crap. They're always trying to sell you crap. You know that? It's just like always, man. It's like, I understand, but like you can definitely sell stuff by, you know, see. Do you have to really sit here in the middle of your video and talk about something for 3 minutes? Is it really necessary? I mean, could you do like a 10-second? Hey, I got a quick 10-second sponsorship. These people are paying me to shield this, so blah blah blah. These crackers are really good. You should check them out. Buy them. Blah blah blah. We move on. No, but they want to sit here and talk and keep going. It's like, are you going to? Then you have to deal with the ads of YouTube. So you got to deal with the little ad of your favorite YouTuber because they don't have any type of awareness and make it a quick thing. You know, I would rather just like if I was advertising, and maybe this is wrong. I don't know. I don't make any money at it, but I would rather kind of like, if I was to be like, hey, YouTuber, I want you to sell my product. So you're not going to sit here and talk about and bore everyone for 3 minutes. Okay, that's stupid. We want you to get to the point. We want you to show you it. We want you to show the product. Get in, get out. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be longer than 30 seconds. Do your 30 seconds, blah, blah, blah. Try to make it quicker, 10 seconds. That'd be even better. Then you go later on and you have them do another one, you know. But they don't have to sit here and talk about it for minutes, you know. That's the thing, is you need to make it quicker, get to the point. Like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Here's the website. Go to here. Put the links in the bio. Whatever you got to do. You know, it'd be cool if technology would get better and you see somebody leave a link and it just shows up on the video and you just click the link on the video. Wouldn't that be cool? Like if I say, hey, go to this link, boing, and then like you can just like click on it with your touch screen. Maybe you can. I haven't seen anybody being able to do that. I think that would be kind of cool. Just to throw links out so people can go ahead and click it. But yeah, watch a lot of these people are they'll fold. I don't need them anymore because I don't believe them. I trust AI more than these people, and I know that AI is 100% and it hallucinates, but it goes through a lot of data very, very quickly. For me to sit here and Google everything like I'm some type of a investigator or something, like I don't have a real job. I don't have time to sit here and fact check and then subscribe to this newspaper and that newspaper so I can read the articles. No, I can just ask AI, hey, what's going on? What's happening? Oh, blah, 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 this. Oh, blah, 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 that. Oh, just have this conversation. And, oh, show me the links. Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. And I've learned some things that the internet told me and it was wrong. So that's why I don't believe these people. They just like, they make stuff, they get some type of little statistic and they blow it up. And it's like, come on, man. But I just don't believe any of them. I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. So I guess that's the video, but watch out for these people. You might see like one of your favorite podcasters. You might see them fall off. You might see a lot of these people just stop posting altogether. You might see it. All of a sudden they're not posting anymore. All of a sudden they're like ghosted. It's because their egos are taking such a huge hit from the less of the numbers. Like you go from all these people watching to like nobody. There goes your motivation. So you're not really about it. There goes the money. There goes the viewership. Now what? But somebody like me who just does this because I want to, not because I'm getting paid, not because I'm getting a ton of views, just doing it because I want to. I kind of didn't want to make a video today, to be honest, but getting that monkey off my back was absolute. I just hope like something worse doesn't come. Like that was actually really good news. I'm not used to that. They knocked off like $9,500 for me. That's pretty big. My debt was like $2,400, like $400, and it's like $15,000 now. So yeah, I'm gonna pay that down. I want to try to pay that down. I want to try to get all my shit down so I can just go work a job for $15 an hour and have good quality of life. Maybe I could walk back and forth to work. I'd rather work at a grocery store, to be honest. I just rather would. I can deal with people. I've done it before. I guess it's kind of like if somebody sees my social media, blah blah blah. Hey, listen. It's the internet. Like I don't. What you just? I'm just an employee, man. I'm not like a sponsoring. Who cares? Like, whatever. Anyway, I just want better quality of life, man. And I don't need to make a bunch of extra money to have a better quality of life. I don't need to have all brand new stuff. I'm not. It's whatever. I don't have a woman to try to appease. I really don't care about trying to. Uh, if at this point the only way I want to try to impress women is just to ego check them, like it's not to I want a long term relationship. No, it's just to ego check them. That's all. That's why I'm trying to get better, because I want to ego check them. They deserve it. And who am I? But you know what I mean. If it's like, yeah, I'm never gonna be a 10. I've already accepted that. It doesn't matter. Even if I was 20, I'm never gonna be able to be a 10. I get that. But for have somebody like me that could be possibly a 6.5, 7, as far as looks wise, and if I dress myself up, man, I can grow out some hair. I can get a hair. I can get a hairstyle. That's the thing is, I'm not balding. I can get a hairstyle. I just, you know what I mean? I can wear nicer clothes. I was thinking about the gothic. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking like the suits. Just like wearing a suit everywhere. But it's so inappropriate. It's so inappropriate. Like, you know how weird that would be for me to wear a suit? It's just, I don't know. I do like to dress nice. It's not like I don't like to dress nice. The reason I don't is because everything costs so much and there's not a reason to. Like, I don't care about impressing anybody. Women just, ugh. I'm just so, like, I wish I was gay, man. They make me wish I was gay, for real. Just because they're so, I can't even, they just, like, piss me off, man. They just piss me off. It's just too much work. It's too much. They're too much work. They're not worth it. Hey, listen, can we make prostitution legal already? I mean, it kind of is with OnlyFans. So, like, why can we just not, like, just, how about we decriminalize it? We don't have to make prostitution legal, but just, like, don't let people get in trouble, and you can take a cut. You can take a cut. I mean, listen, I can get two people together, pay them to have sex in front of a camera, and that's okay, right? Isn't that okay? Is that not okay? That's legal, right? Isn't that prostitution? I'm paying people to have sex, but it's in front of the camera, so that's okay because you're getting your cut, right, government? But if I want to have, I want a receipt because I don't trust them. I don't know. It's not like I don't think that I would like really. I'm just saying, man. Like, I've never paid for that, and with this society that doesn't really care about men anymore, like, I don't know what motivation you're gonna. There's more women in the workforce than there's men, so I don't know what to tell you. Like, you guys gonna have to do something. Like, you're gonna have to get rid of the internet or social media. You're not gonna take women's rights. So if women are just gonna get stronger and stronger, then men are just gonna be. They're not gonna be able to find any men because they're so powerful and they don't date down at all. Women will not date down. So stupid.